Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever Suzulecast. So if you are a subscriber to my channel, you may not have known this was coming. I've mentioned it on, I think, the vlogging channel, but not this channel. This is going to be a fortnightly podcast that I do just on YouTube at the moment, and then if interest develops, then I will go to somewhere like SoundCloud. This is just because I don't want to be paying a monthly subscription fee to have 2 people listen to my podcast. There's also a chance that I might set up a podcast section on my website. Yes, I'm planning on making a website. Well, I have a blog on WordPress. I don't know if I can upload audio files and stuff there, but if I do, that's probably where this will end up being. Otherwise I'll just have the videos attached in a blog post or something on there. So for those of you who aren't subscribed and who have found me some other way via podcast, YouTube delving, I don't know, however people go about finding podcasts on YouTube these days, you might be wondering, who is this strange person who has started this podcast and has a YouTube channel also? So I will tell you a bit about who I am. I'm a mum of 3 children. I have 1 daughter who is about to turn 6 and 2 sons. 1 is 3 and 1 is about to turn 1 in 2 months. It's terrifying when children grow up. I don't like it. I'm also a wife. I've been married to my husband Lee for 5 years, coming up to 5.5 now actually. That's going really, really quick. And yeah, I want to say I'm a loving wife, but I can be a bit mean to him sometimes. He basically makes all the tea and cooks a lot of meals for me, and then I moan that he doesn't tidy up because I'm that wife, But I do a lot of tidying and obviously, stuff myself. I hope I do enough. But he massively does loads of stuff for me, so I shouldn't really complain, but I do because I'm terrible. So yeah, I'm also a simaholic. If you're interested in Sims videos, then definitely go and check out my gaming channel. It will be linked probably in the description of this podcast video thing. And yeah, I do a legacy challenge over there and lots of build videos, speed builds and stuff, which is basically going to end up being this kind of thing, a voiceover just on top of me building. But if you're more interested in seeing me building than this picture, then that's probably the place for you. But by all means, subscribe here and check out these videos every fortnight too. Now, one other thing that I am is an ex-naughty schoolgirl. Now that sounds very, very wrong, but I mean it in the very literal sense of I used to bunk off school and care more about boys than my education, and I never did drugs or smoked or really drank ever. I've had alcohol before when I was 15, 16, and I think I've tried a cigarette once, but so that side of the naughtiness I never really got involved in. But yeah, the boys and the school skipping, yeah, that was just me all over. And I thought I was really clever. I thought I was really good at it. And one time I was hanging out with the 2 guys I had feelings for in one of their bedrooms, not in a naughty way, just we were just hanging out and flirting a little bit with both of them because terrible person. I'm not anymore, being a mum changed me and stuff. But yeah, and I was ha ha ha, skipping textiles class, no one will ever know. But I hadn't called into school to say I'd be sick or anything, and I was in that morning. I just decided to get kidnapped by my older male friends. When I say older, I only mean a year. Don't freak out. But yeah, so they came into school, they kind of kidnapped me a little bit at lunchtime, and then that afternoon I just hung out with them. And I got a phone call from my dad, who didn't really ever pay much attention to what I was doing. I disappeared for 3 days and he didn't even call up to ask if I was coming home for dinner. Whole other story there. We won't go into that. At least not today anyway. Maybe down the line somewhere. But yeah, so I got a phone call off of him and I was like, well, crap. This never happens. I must be in trouble. And he was like, well, where are you? I was like, at school. He was like, don't lie to me. I've just had a phone call from the school. I was like, shit. What am I going to say now? And he was like, why aren't you in school? I was like, I got kidnapped. And obviously he wasn't taking that seriously. I was like, no, seriously, my friends came in and they stole me from school. And he just got really mad and he was like, go back to school. And I was like, nah, friend, I'm not going to do that. Because, yeah, I just, our relationship there was a little bit funny and lacking in respect. Probably a bit, again, different story, won't go into it here. But yeah, so I got caught and I wasn't very happy about that. But kind of, I know I just said I wouldn't go into it, but I'm kind of going to go into it. Not properly. Okay, hear me out. So, I want to tell you a bit of a story about the time my dad went to Africa for a month and left 16-year-old me and either 17 or 18, 17-year-old my brother by ourselves for a month, just in our house, unsupervised by any adults, because he's a wonderful father. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my dad, okay? But it's kind of hard to respect his parenting choices, especially now as a parent, when he runs off to spend a month in Africa with his new girlfriend and leaves us behind. Like, it was the end of our GCSE exams, like the final 2 weeks when he went, and then I think it was like 2 weeks of summer holidays. What a time! What a time to choose to leave your child behind for a month. Especially when your child has been known to skip school. I missed, I think, 3 of my exams. I think one of them was before he left, though, in fairness. But yeah, so that was a bad choice on his part. I can't really respect his parenting choices on that one. But I wouldn't have really wanted to go to Africa at that time anyway, because I was all like, no, I have to stay where these menfolk I like are, or my life's going to be over. You know, teenage girl stuff, right? But yeah, so these menfolk. One of them, I shall not mention his name, just, preserve his identity. We'll just call him Tim. So Tim and me had been having this relationship that wasn't exactly 100% wonderful. And I was like not feeling the Tim vibes, I was kind of realizing that he wasn't the best choice for me. I went back on that later. Again, a different story. So yeah, basically I didn't see him for the majority of that month. And instead, the other guy I liked, these by the way, these are the 2 guys that kidnapped me that one time I got caught. So yeah, Tim was one of them, and this other guy, we'll call him Fred. So Tim and Fred. So Fred spent most of this month basically living with me. Like, he went home most nights, but like there were no shenanigans, if you get what I mean. But yeah, he was there like most days, and cooked me breakfast and stuff, so it was nice. But yeah, one time that he did this cooking, he was like, how do you like your bacon? And I was like, I like it crispy. So he came to me with this pan with this black tiny little crisp of bacon and he was like, here you go, and I was like really just not impressed. I wasn't happy, and I think he was trying to tease me and like in a kind of flirty way, but I wasn't feeling it. I just wanted my bacon. Like, I'm all for flirting and like funny teasing stuff, but bacon, man, you can't mess with bacon. When you're trying to impress a girl, do not mess up her bacon. Simple, okay? Just keep the bacon good, and you will win the woman's heart. Simple rules. Any men listening, just there you go. Bacon is the key to everybody's heart. I wonder if we had like Bacon Day, and there'd just be world peace for the day, just while everybody ate bacon, apart from vegetarians and like, I don't know, people whose religion doesn't allow them to eat bacon. Damn, there would not be world peace. Never mind, forget that solution. So yeah, another thing we did during this month was I had friends over for like movie nights and stuff, and we spent a lot of time on Guitar Hero. And I was completely terrible at Guitar Hero. Like, I couldn't do it on beginner. I was that bad. And like all of my friends were super into Guitar Hero. Not as into it as my husband was. Like, he's like expert level, 100%ing everything. If I'd have met him then, I would have just been like, no other boys. This guy knows what's up. But yeah, so I was all like, oh, how am I going to impress my friends and this boy I like if I can't play Guitar Hero? So I got my friend to come over and teach me how to play Guitar Hero. Said friend is a boy. Said friend had feelings for me. And he ended up basically sat behind me with his hands, like, on my hands, making me push the buttons. And you can imagine, like, this would have been a super romantic thing if I wasn't learning to do it to impress another guy. So, like, he was all, like, you know, right behind me, like, all up close with me, pressing all these buttons and strumming and stuff. And it was great. And I was all like, yes, I'm actually hitting the notes. And then his girlfriend called, and I was like, oh, that's probably a good thing. So, you can tell life was pretty complicated back then. But yeah, I had fun too, non-boy related fun. So we had, sorry, microphone, I just hate you then. We had these friends come over for this movie night, and we watched a film called One Missed Call. And basically the premise of this film, if you don't know, is that you get a missed call on your phone and you hear this ringtone, and it's not the ringtone you've got set. It's like do 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 do, and it's super creepy but like super simple, and I love it. I actually had the ringtone set as my ringtone around this time because I've been super into this film, which, you know, doesn't make that much sense because the whole point is if you hear this ringtone you're gonna die. But yeah, I was weird. Okay, so I had it set as my ringtone, and one of my friends knew. And right at the end of the film, basically, spoiler alert, the ghost, demon, bad guy thing goes into somebody's phone, and as the credits start rolling, you hear, like, you know, a call tone, like it's calling out. And as this happened, my friend sent me a text message. And obviously, from my pocket, the ringtone starts playing. We're all in, like, pitch black, just having finished watching this scary film, and the death ringtone starts playing. Everybody's freaking out. One of my friends literally ran upstairs and got, like, so upset. And I'm just there, like, laughing, but, like, trying not to show that I'm laughing. I'm there, like, oh no, I'm so scared too. We're all gonna die, right? And then, like, obviously we had to tell everybody, but it was just so funny for like the 5 minutes that no one knew. And yeah, it's probably one of my really good memories from that. But while, you know, all parties and, you know, having lots of friends over for prolonged periods of time, usually do come with some downsides, like things getting broken. So we had this, set of glasses, as you do in a house most times. And one of my friends decided that he would smash one of those glasses in the conservatory. Now, Fred was very, very protective of me, apparently. Not so much of me, but I don't know. Basically, he lost his chill with this friend and started shouting at him and demanding he cleaned it up and stuff. And I was like, this isn't your house. Why would you get so unchill? And obviously it was probably because he fancied me or whatever. But yeah, so he was taking charge of the situation, and I was like, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Got this guy sticking up for me. So yeah, he cleaned up that mess pretty quick. And then a couple of days before my dad was due to come home, he rounded up all of our friends, because he was kind of the leader of the group, kind of in charge of them. In Mean Girls, you've got the main mean girl who's in charge. He was the guy that everybody who was the center of the group. And yeah, so we got everyone to come around and help me tidy up this massive mess that we created over the month. My brother, by the way, was just I didn't even know what he was really doing, but he spent a lot of time in his room, just chilling by himself, I guess. He did come down and join us for some of the stuff, but most of the time he was pretty to himself. I literally don't even remember how we ate during that month, because when I moved out, I didn't really know how to cook that much. And one time I set fire to a microwave by cooking a Cornish pasty. And somehow the outside of the Cornish pasty was just a bit burnt, but the inside had set fire. So figure that one out. But yeah, the whole microwave was lit. No, but seriously, it was on fire. There was a fire in my kitchen. I freaked out. Yeah, my dad had to buy a new microwave and everything. I wasn't in trouble, actually. That's it, yeah. My dad's parenting skills again, guys. I really hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so we rounded up everybody and got them to clean up the mess. And then shooed them away again. Then, he was bye. And, we kissed and stuff. And he was, saying he wanted to have babies with me, later down the line. And I was like, okay then, thanks, bye. And then played on Sims for, the next 2 days. This is Sims 2. Back in the good old days when there were, seasons and pets and apartments. I miss those things. Although there was rumours of Sims coming. Not Sims. Pets coming to Sims. My brain's working today. But yeah. So that's part of my, I suppose, childhood, teenhood. But it was fun and it seemed awesome at the time. But now, looking back on it, I'm that was a pretty bad idea, Dad. I really wished I could go back in time and actually focus on my studying rather than the boys, because I don't even really speak to most of them now. Most of my friends from school I don't talk to because I moved away, and they even seem to have dispersed from each other when I spy on their Facebooks and stuff. I have a friend that's still kind of friends with them, and he tells me things too. So yeah, that's that. And things have rather changed now. As they do when you have 3 kids and a husband. So when Ellie, my daughter, was probably not even 1, she was just sort of in that weaning onto solid food phase, and we did jars first and then people food. We gave her some pasta, so I'm going to tell you a story about her now. Just to totally change the pace. yeah, we gave her this pasta, and I don't know if you've ever given a small child pasta, but it gets all over their face, all the sauce and stuff, and red pasta sauce kind of doesn't look great when it's smeared all over your child's hands and face, and it honestly looked like she had killed somebody and eaten them. And I can't remember who it was that asked her, but one of us asked if she was going to eat Daddy next, so my husband, and she shook her head and then looked directly at me with this evil grin, and I could have sworn that she was like thinking, I'm going to eat you, Monique. You're my next victim. Obviously she wasn't, because, she loved me, right? Children love their parents, right? Sometimes I'm not sure she loves me now. She's a little sass queen. She actually told me earlier she hoped I die, so that was lovely. I'm trying to just remind myself that, it's just because we're not letting her get her way with things. I remember some of the things I said to my mum when she wouldn't let me get my way. I was nasty. We fought a lot, which is why I ended up living with my dad. Again, probably a bad decision, because my mum was actually like a parenty parent, and my dad evidently didn't really take on that role too well. But yes, so it's weird being a parent now, because sometimes I forget that I'm not still like that angsty teen who likes to, have fun with her friends and stuff. But then I turn around and I've like been married for years and have 3 kids, and I have to like be a responsible parent to them. And every now and again I just have this like existential crisis. Like, when did this happen? How do I adult? And I'm like, am I going to mess these kids up? Because, like, I'm messed up. I'm probably going to mess these kids up. But it's all good. We have fun. They're just... Yeah, I think me and Lee, my husband, are both learning, and the kids are learning, and we're all kind of learning together. Which probably isn't the best one. We've got 3 of them. We probably should have learnt with the first one first. But I don't know. I feel like it's just always, no matter how many kids you have, is always going to be a learning experience, because there's like new ages, and when you have another kid, it's kind of like learning how to balance out who's giving attention to who or whom. I don't know, grammar. But yeah, so there's a more serious note for you. It's like how to parent. It's different for everybody, I suppose. But yeah, I guess because we're on YouTube, you can comment and stuff. How do you say how too many times? This is how. My brain is like not even right now. Yeah, comment down below, what are your parenting struggles and what teenage memories do you have? Yeah, so because this is my first podcast, I'm gonna like keep it relatively short. I can't see my little timer. I think it's 20 something minutes. So thank you for listening to this. You can find me here on this channel. I have a vlogging channel. I have a gaming channel. I have too many channels. And I also have Twitter. It's Suzel YouTube. Not YouTube. Suzel YT. Okay. It's supposed to mean YouTube, but I doubt anybody knows that. Except you guys do now. You're like part of this exclusive club that knows. I make you guys sound so cool. And I am on Instagram, and that my username on that is SueGirlYay, I do believe. So it'll all be linked in the description anyway, down below. I know you guys can't see, but I'm doing my YouTuber hands pointing to things, even though I know you guys can't see me. I'm so used to doing videos. But yeah. So, yeah, this is my first ever podcast, and I hope it's not completely terrible and you enjoyed it. And I will be back in 2 weeks with another one. And I'm having a special guest on, and we are going to be talking quite a bit about Sims and other games. And she has like a YouTube channel as well, and is planning on doing a podcast too, but her one will be weekly. So you can find out more about that next fortnight. But yeah, for now I will end this. See you next time. Leave all your comments. Bye.